Hey everyone, Diesel1954 here, and today I'm coming at you guys with a review of the Jurassic Park The Lost World Roland Tembo action figure made by Kenner. This figure is part of Series 1 of the Lost World line of action figures made by Kenner, based off of the 1997 movie The Lost World Jurassic Park. Now let's get started with his accessories here. I'll move these two back, if they'll stand up. There we go. We'll start with this one. This is actually a pretty odd one. Focus in on that. Hold on a second. Because most Jurassic Park Kenner figures didn't come with something like this, something small. This is just a standard like hunting knife. And it is a pretty unusual thing to get, because most of the time we get something big like that has an action feature. I can't think of any figure off the top of my head that came with something like a regular weapon. And it's one solid color, it's just a solid gray, but it does look really nice and it fits really well in his hand. His other accessory is this trap, like a stun stick. I don't know what to call it, but it's pretty nice. It's pretty large too. It's taller than the actual figure, and it only fits into one of his hands. I may be able to fit in the left hand if you get it in the right way, but the best way to do it is the right hand. And on the back there's a little lever with the peg. If you push that up, it'll go in. So let's see. Yeah, it looks pretty cool too, and it works pretty nice. If you actually get it to aim right. Come on. There we go. That worked nicely. It's a nice piece, and it can fit in with most every other figure. I have Robert Muldoon, the Series 2 one. Doesn't really fit into his hand. His was made more for the rocket launcher, but it probably can fit in other figures' hands. And then every Jurassic Park figure comes with a hatchling. In this case, Roland gets a Pachycephalosaurus hatchling. And this piece is okay. It's not the greatest as far as hatchlings go. I'm not a fan of the way it's necessarily posed. I mean, it's cool to have it like charging, but I don't like the way the legs are. Like, this one's pretty much sideways. This one is okay, but this one's sideways. I don't like that. But the paint job on it is pretty cool. On the dome, this is probably the worst part about it, the paint. On the dome, it's all red, but then it like starts to fade into white as it gets to the top. The under of it is just like mostly all yellow. His eyes are yellow with a bit of black. But most of the figure is like a really light shade of green mixed with blue. And it looks extremely nice. It doesn't pick up as good on camera. It makes it look more gray than anything, but it's a really nice green. And going down his back, there's a darker blue-green, and it mixes in with his other parts of the body. It's a nice piece, but as far as hatchlings go, it's not the greatest. And let's get down to the actual figure himself. The likeness, it's a Kenner figure. It's not going to be amazing. It doesn't look much like Pete Postlethwaite, but whatever. He has a really nice hat with engine on the side. It's pretty much like a standard hunting hat. It looks like he's wearing a polo shirt under a Triceratops skull vest. It's cool, but it's kind of off at the same time. It's a cool detail. His side of the arm, or his arm, is mainly brown, lighter brown gloves, and it's got a bunch of straps on the side. Same with this side. But this one's at more of an angle. It helps it hold the stun weapon better. And the legs, mostly black. There's a sheath for the knife, but it doesn't actually fit in there. The knife itself is actually bigger than the one in there. And the boots are a nice shade of brown, and it has nice texturing to it too. See if we can focus in on that. No, we can't. This is as best as it'll go. Yeah, it's not picking up, but there is pretty nice texturing to it. Yeah, and right now we will do a size comparison if he will stand up. Come on, stand up. Oh my gosh. We will compare him to the Series 1 or Series 2 based off of the first Jurassic Park, Robert Muldoon, and they fit and scale perfectly. Right here we have the Mystery Minis Walking Dead Series 3 Glenn. He comes up to about his waist. And last but not least, we have the NECA Alien Series 1 Corporal Hicks. And hey, you can't even see his head. Roland goes up to about his waist. Yeah, you can't even see his head, that's how tall he is. And I forgot about this. Let me move everything else except the Robert Muldoon. We have the Jurassic Park 3. This is like that Toys R Us exclusive one, the Alan Grant on the Billy Brennan body. They don't fit and scale well at all. I didn't know how bad it was until I got this guy. Look at the size of that. That is terrible. There are ways you could use them both for fan films. It's all about the angles and stuff, but yeah. And I forgot to go over articulation. Pretty basic Kenner stuff. Nothing too complex, and only 5 points for articulation. Nothing too complex, but you know, it works. At least it's not one of those things where when you rotate one arm, the other one moves with it. That'd be terrible. But overall, this figure is extremely good. I highly recommend you'd pick it up. It's probably one of the easiest to acquire Jurassic Park figures, this one and that one. If you're looking for a good Kenner Jurassic Park figure, both of these for me, they each cost $20 individually, new in the package too. So these are probably the easiest ones to acquire, and they're memorable characters from the film. It's not like getting a Dennis Nedry, which I don't even know why they made a figure for him. But I think anyone should get this figure just to have a Kenner figure. It's a great Kenner figure all around. So that is it for the review, but I do have a slight announcement. This video is going to go up, but possibly a certain time range after, I don't know how long. It will be taken down but re-uploaded. I do have an editor now, and there's a process to it. I upload it to YouTube, he downloads it, he edits it, sends it to me, and I re-upload it. So I don't know how long that will take. This is going to be the first video I try it out with, but hopefully I will get it down. I will put the link to my Instagram in the description, and I think that is pretty much it. If you have any ideas for a video, leave it in the comments. I'll see if I can get around to it. And I highly recommend you get this figure. And Super Bowl's tonight, you should all watch that. Go Patriots!